I think that the Ant-Man movie is a little bit different than some of the other ones in terms of it being more family friendly. I found the first one to be really the kind of movie you could take really young children to, younger even than some of the other ones. And so I really, really was into the idea of them broadening their audience that way. You know, the message is really good, right? I mean, you know, big things can come in small packages, and I think, you know, the character Paul plays, Scott's devotion to his family, to his little girl, was something that I very much liked and appreciated. And so, you know, getting to play her stepfather and that sort of untraditional family aspect that we form at the end of that movie, being able to sort of further that idea and put that idea out there that families come in many different sizes. When we find Paxton in this one, his relationship with Scott has changed a lot. You know, at the end of the first movie, well, you know, his life has been saved by Scott, his and Cassie's life, and so I think he has a much more of a commitment to this friendship that he has with Scott, much more of a commitment to this family dynamic for Cassie's sake, and I think he has a real interest in Scott's well-being and Scott's commitment to sort of fly right, you know, and so I think his commitment to the family supersedes even his job, because we don't see him on the job in this one. We just see him being really sort of devoted to his family. Judy's just a delight, and you know, she's one of those actresses that you can't find a single person, I don't think, in this business that doesn't love her work and is just delighted by her. You know, she opens her mouth and you just kind of smile. She's just really just a delight. She's obviously raised well, and she's funny. She's genuinely funny, and she's very smart, and she's got an incredible range for a little girl, and I think her future looks pretty promising.
Well, it's been really fun working on the sequel, and also I think working on sequels are not more fun, but are sort of more fun than the original, because also you know everybody and it's easier just feeling comfortable. In the film, her dad builds a giant maze and they pretend that they're shrunk and they move through the maze and they have a lot of fun doing that, and then Cassie is like so happy because her dad's actually showing her how it is like to be a superhero. I like that she's very smart, she's very athletic, and she also has a very sweet personality. I like that he's very sweet, funny. He also makes me feel very comfortable.
She's now married to Jim Paxton, played by Bobby Cannavale. So Maggie is, I think she's a little bit more settled. It feels like she and Scott, Paul Rudd's character, and Paxton, Bobby's character, we all have like a really good family life going, the three of us. And then our daughter Cassie is a few years older, but we've figured out a really great way to co-parent, and we're in like one of those sort of like nice, like calm before the storms, you know, where we've got it all figured out. I like that Maggie, she says exactly what's on her mind. She doesn't mince words, and I always try to look for a trait in a character that I play that I could stand to emulate more in my own personal life, and definitely that. Like, I like Maggie just says it like it is, and she's very passionate about the people she loves in her life. I think definitely Maggie is very respectful of Scott and his work and she really does believe him that he wants to be better and he wants to be a good father. And I'd like to think that even if we didn't have a kid together, we would still be friends, but I love how hard he is trying to create a good, stable life and environment for his daughter. He's just so charming. He can really get away with anything, which I think makes for a good superhero, because even when he's kind of naughty, he makes it work to his advantage. And Paul, just on set, on the fly, can make anything funnier. Like, we're always like riffing and improvising, trying to find like the funniest possible joke. And then on top of that, he's a great actor. So he can joke around and we can figure out like a really funny joke or funny moment in a scene, and then he can kind of like just so easily like navigate right into just like a real true like feeling moment.
Hey, Vale here. So did you like that Marvel video? Are you a huge Marvel fan? Well, I've got a cool fact for you from Iron Man. Did you know that a member of Rage Against the Machine appears in the movie? Squint and you might just make out a Stark cameo in the background. One member of the 10 Rings terrorist organization is played by Rage Against the Machine bass player Tom Morello, who considers himself a huge comic book geek and begged director Jon Favreau to include him in the movie. What's your favorite Marvel movie? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Marvel always gets the castings right? Well, did you know that Howard Stark has been played by 3 different people? Jared Sanders posed as Stark Sr. in photographs in Iron Man. Mad Men actor John Slattery played him in Iron Man 2 and Captain America Civil War, and Dominic Cooper played the young Howard in Captain America, The First Avenger and Agent Carter. Who's your favorite Marvel character? Let me know in the comments below. Okay, Marvel fans, I've got a bonus fact for you. Did you know that the Avengers shawarma post-credit scene was added at the last minute? The hilarious throwaway post-credit scene at the end of Avengers Assemble, not the Thanos one, the shawarma one, was not filmed during principal photography. In fact, the late addition to the script was filmed 2 days after the film premiered in the US, as that was the only way Joss Whedon could reunite the cast. Chris Evans, in the middle of filming Snowpiercer, had to cover his beard with his hand. Okay, keeping with the Marvel theme, so you all would know that Jon Favreau got the gig that kick-started the Marvel Cinematic Universe by directing the first Iron Man. But Marvel were initially after some other big filmmakers to direct the film. Among the names on their hit list were Quentin Tarantino, there goes your 12A rating, Nick Cassavetes and Joss Whedon. Joss eventually stuck around and landed the Avengers Assemble gig when Favreau turned it down. Yes. What's your favorite Marvel movie? Let me know in the comments below. Did you know that the train scene in Spider-Man 2 cost more than $150 million to shoot? The producers had to close down more than 20 miles of New York City streets and purchase a $6 million subway train to decimate during the scene. Did you know that Hugh Jackman almost had a cameo as Wolverine in Spider-Man, but his costume got lost? Stay updated on all the latest trailer releases by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. See ya!